Well, honoured guests, President Maryam Rajavi, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a privilege to be here to say a few words. We have gathered here today to join the global celebration of the World Day Against the Death Penalty and to express our firm support, our reiterated support for the democratic aspirations of the Iranian people. Iran is by large the world's largest executioner per capita. Mullahs have executed in Iran. Remember, they're also executing people not only within Iranian territory, but also beyond that in Camp Liberty. Because in their eyes, the camp residents, the very existence of that camp, of people committed to end their theocratic rule, they are considered as people waging war against God and hence are sentenced to death in absentia. The 3 deadly attacks on Iranian refugees and opposition members in Camp Liberty since Rouhani took office, slaughtering 52 innocent and defenceless people in Camp Ashraf on the 1st of September 2013. Something we always feared, but something that actually happened. Rocket attacks on Camp Liberty and the medical siege of making people suffer until they die. The regime is preparing the grounds for legitimising death penalties in Camp Liberty by sending in gangs of proxies under the pretext of being family members. That is the context. That is what is happening in Camp Liberty. So, ladies and gentlemen, crimes of the sinister mullahs inside and outside Iran are easy to understand. They have an endless appetite for killing innocent people in order to safeguard their power. But what is not easy to understand, and I say this as a politician from the West, from the United Kingdom, is why is it that the US and the UN and the European Union ignore the seriousness of the situation in Camp Liberty and in Iran? Let us face the bitter fact that the regime's appetite to continue those atrocities, both at home and abroad, has indeed been fed by a shameful policy of appeasement towards Tehran pursued in the last decades by the EU and the US, and most recently, of course, in the nuclear agreement. Mullahs have not been held accountable for their crimes, and the most important principle, they have not been held account for those crimes. And so, with special focus on Camp Liberty, I want to use this opportunity today to urge the US, to urge the EU, to urge the UN to act to their obligation towards safety and security and well-being for the Liberty residents by announcing that camp as a refugee camp under the supervision of the UNHCR, to ensure that the dossier of Camp Liberty will be dealt with someone in the Iraqi government with no ties to the Iranian rulers, and to remove this ridiculous show of so-called families from outside Camp Liberty going to Liberty. Ladies and gentlemen, I can think of no more compelling case, no more compelling justification for our cause. That's why we're all here today. Do not doubt our capacity to change the world within individual parliaments. One of my proudest days in my 10 years in the British Parliament was the day when a British minister came grudgingly to the House of Commons to announce that the PMOI was no longer a prescribed organisation. That was a victory of common sense, a victory of necessity. I was proud. I was honoured and proud to go to Luxembourg with the late Lord Slynn, and we saw the deprescription lifted at a European level as well. Our government, our British government, the European Union through the courts, woke up to the legitimacy of the PMOI as the voice of the Iranian people and the legitimate voice of resistance. They now need to wake up to the cause of human rights. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.